Yo, what's up, my peeps out there in the digital space? I hope y'all are having a marvelous Monday, first day of the week. So we got we got 4 more days. So let's use our days to be productive. For those who do not know me, my name is Cedric Jenkins, founder and creator of Your Money Matters. Your Money Matters because of the fact we get up each and every day to earn it. You have a God-given right to keep it, but because of the what's going on out here, you're not able to keep your money, and people are wondering why they're not keeping their money, and that's because of the fact there's some things that our people don't know. And so it has been my purpose and my passion to come out here and share some knowledge with my people because somebody shared it with me because I didn't know. And so I believe in iron sharpens iron. That's how we're going to come together and prosper together. But we can't do it if we're keeping all the information to ourselves, expecting, well, they can get it how I got it. That's the law of reciprocity is what brings on the law of attraction. And what brings on the law of attraction will bring abundance. All right. So here's the thing. Yesterday, I did a video about how investment works. Okay. I did a video on how investment works. And sadly enough, I was told, and I went back and looked at it, but I had some viewers who came on and said I didn't see the presentation, things of that nature. And I went back and looked at it. I had some technical difficulties. In addition to that, because of the music that I was playing, because I was also streaming on other platforms, particularly YouTube, they took down my video because of the fact I was playing an instrumental version of what was that? Michael Jackson, "Show You the Way." All right, so I got censored. All right, so my video, my empowerment video yesterday was not successful. So I'm here to do retake of it. All right, so I'm doing take number two. But one thing about me is I'm not trying to. I don't worry about perfection. I used to be a perfectionist. My thing is, let me get out there, stumble, and get something out there for the people without worrying about by it being perfect. Okay, but today is going to be a different day because I'm not going to have that technical difficulties, and I'm going to make sure of that. So today I want to talk about, again, investing. And it's very important that we invest because of the fact that is the money that we're going to retire and live off of. And that is the money that we're going to pass down to our future generations. All right. Think about it like this: when you no longer are working, you still have a lifestyle, you still have bills to pay. Don't think that your house is going to be paid off. All right, you still may have a house note. You still may have a car note. You still may have some other things regarding your lifestyle that still requires money. All right. If you stop working, where is your money going to come from? That is the question that every American in this society has to answer. If I stop working, where is the money going to come from? Now, some of us are probably mentally saying, well, I got Social Security coming. I'm going to rely on Social Security. It's already slated that Social Security will be dried up in the year 2035, if not sooner. They're already dipping into the trust fund to replenishing that. All right. With COVID-19, it's drawing it up even faster. Okay. Because people are not working. And when people are not working, people are not contributing to Social Security. They're also not contributing to Medicare. Okay. So quality of life is going down as well as your income, right? These are some facts. All right. These are some things we have to consider. But in your retirement years, you have to figure out where your money is going to come from. All right. Your money should be coming from investments because That's what you build over the course of a period of time in your working years, so that in your retirement years, you can live off the fruits of your labor. But investment becomes a thing in the past because of the fact we're strapped paycheck to paycheck. So what I want to do tonight is I want to go over investing. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a certified financial planner. All right. I'm not Series 6 certified. And so that means I cannot give investment and advice. Only someone that's certified can do that. Okay. Now, what I can do is show you how investment works. That's a different story, because all that is a strategy or a concept that anybody can share. All right. And so once you get the basic understanding of how investment works, now you have you're able to have a two-way conversation with your financial planner. See, most of us, because of the fact we don't know how investment works, it's a one-way conversation with our financial planner. So the financial planner is always dictating your outcome. They controlling the conversation, right? But that should never be. That should be a bilateral conversation that you have with your financial planner. You should be bringing some expectation to your financial planner, and your financial planner should be finding a solution to meet your expectation. What's up, Sandra? I see you. Good evening. That's how that works. Okay. So once you understand the basic foundation of investing, then now investing will not be hard. Anything that you don't have a basic foundation of will always seem hard. But once you get the basic foundation, then it's no longer hard. So now let me provide some basic foundation with you all. And if you will, please share and like. I got it being shared on multiple platforms again. But if you're on Facebook, by all means, please share, like. If you're on LinkedIn, by all means, please share, like, comment. All right. My YouTubers, right? By all means, tune in and listen in. Okay. You can share the link too as well. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen, and hopefully I will do this right this time. Okay. Give me a sec. I'm going to take my time and do it this go around. Let's see. Here we go. Hopefully you all are seeing that. Let me refresh over here, because I want to make sure before I even go any further, I want to make sure everybody can see the full screen, because the other day they didn't. The internet is lagging a little bit. And it looks like it is not. Okay, hold on for a second. All right, let me stop sharing. Well, let's do it like this. We're going to do it like this. Let's do it like this instead. All right. This is how we're going to do it. Okay. So we're talking about investing. All right. Y'all bear with me here. Y'all bear with me. So to start off investing, right? I want everyone to know that investing is a spiritual responsibility. All right. Investing is a spiritual responsibility. This is something I had to learn. Now, there's about over 3,000 biblical references that talks about money and possession. Now, with over 3K worth of Bible verses about money and possession, our Creator has put some emphasis on stewardship. Stewardship is the key to us living abundantly. This is something I had to learn. All right. I'm listen, I'm gonna share something spiritual with you real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's a couple of biblical verses that I'm using here to show evidence of that. Let's look at the very first one. Luke chapter 16, verse 10. He who is faithful in a very little thing is faithful also in much. And he who is unrighteous in a very little thing is unrighteous also in much. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 5. The plans of the diligent leads to profit, as surely as haste lead to poverty. And here's my favorite, Deuteronomy chapter 8 and 18. But remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you, let's make this thing personal, gives you the ability to produce wealth. And so confirm his covenant, which he swore to your ancestors as it is today. So that means God has given us all the ability to gain wealth. To gain wealth. Because he wants us to live abundantly, not in poverty. Now, it does say in Proverbs 21 and 5 that if you are lazy, okay, if you have a lazy spirit will cause you to live in poverty. But there's no biblical reference that says that God wants us all to live in poverty. He wants us all to live abundantly. But there's some things individually that we have to do, and that is have ownership in stewardship. All right. We got to have ownership and stewardship. And if we don't have ownership and stewardship, then we will never experience abundance. Now, having said that, let's get into how investment works. All right. Let's do that. So I want to talk about the banker's secret. Okay. I'm going to lay this out right here. In the banker's secret, there's this eighth wonder of the world called compound interest. Albert Einstein had talked about, or some would call it the rule of 72. Your banking system, where our money is being funneled through and distributed to, is using this formula to grow money. We're talking about how to make your money, how to learn how to make your money make babies. Okay. You do that by using the rule of 72 or compound interest. Some of us don't know what compound. I didn't know what compound interest was. I just heard about it. I didn't know anything about the rule of 72. Depending on who you're talking to, rule of 72 and compound interest, they're one and the same. All right. All it is a formula to determine how fast your money will double. Now there's the formula right up here. If you want to know how many years it takes for your money to double, simply here's the formula. You take 72 divided by the interest rate. Whatever it comes up with is the number that comes up with is the number represents the years it takes for your money to double. Okay? 72 divided by the interest rate equals your money doubles in whatever years. So we got three people. Here's three examples right here. We got three people. They all age 29. They all started with $10,000. But here's the thing. They got different investments where they have different rate of returns. And I'm going to show you what's the difference is. So let's look at the very first person over here that has a rate of return of 4%. Okay. There's no telling what kind of investment he has, but let's say that whatever investment that he has, he has a rate of return of 4%. Now, as you can see, his money is going to double in 18 years. How did we come up with 18 years? All right. We took 72 and we divided by the interest rate, which is 4%. That gave us 18 years. Okay. 72 divided by 4 is 18. All right. So at age 29, he said, well, I'm going to try to do something with this money. So he put it in an investment. He had $10,000. All right. 18 years later, he's 47 years old. His money had doubled to $20,000. Another 18 years, he's now 65. His money has doubled to $40,000. Okay, everybody see this. Now, let's look at the second guy. The second guy, he has an investment or a rate of return of 6%. Well, it takes 12 years for his money to double. Again, you're taking 72 divided by the interest rate, which gives you the number of years it takes for your money to double, to make babies, right? So now he's starting off at age 29 with the same $10,000. In 12 years, he's going to be age 41. His money has doubled to $20,000. Another 12 years, he turns 53. His money is going to double to $40,000. And then another 12 years, he turns to age 65, and his money is doubled to $80,000. Right now, you see a $40,000 difference. And that's because of the fact there is a 2% difference between the first guy and the second guy. The first guy has 4%. The second guy has 6%. Look what that 2% did for the second guy. He netted, or he gained, an extra $40,000 more than the first guy. All right, let's look at the last guy. The last guy say, well, I got a rate of return of 12%. So how many years it takes for his money to double? 6. 72 divided by 12 is 6. Right? Now, he's age 29, same $10,000. 6 years later, he's 35 years old. His money is going to double to $20,000. Another 6 years, he's 41. His money then is going to double to $40,000. Age 47, $80,000. Age 53, $160,000. Age 59, $320,000. Age 65, $640,000. Ooh, Nelly. So look who has more money at their disposal. Look how much more money that the third guy has versus the first guy. $600,000 more than the first guy. All right. And about $320,000, oh, excuse me, more than that. All right. We're talking what? Let's do the math. Triple this guy here, number 2, as far as how much he has in his investment. Okay. So here's the thing. This is what the banks are doing. All right. They're using compound interest. Now we're putting our money in the bank. We all know we're not getting 4%, 6%, or even 12%. All right. But the banks are. But see, when we put our money in the bank, what we're doing is we just made a $600,000 decision by giving our money to the bank to where they can 10x our money by using the rule of 72 for them, and we're left with what we just put in the bank. See, what happens is when we don't understand how compound interest work against us. But when we start understanding how compound interest work, then now we can let compound interest can work for us. But see, this kind of education, people want to get that grind and get that fast money. Fast money don't last long. Fast money don't last long. And the fast money spirit will not allow you to live abundantly. Fast money spirit doesn't allow you to be a good stewardship, a good stewardess. And I just showed you all at the top of this webinar that we have a spiritual responsibility to practice good stewardship. Okay? So that's how compound interest work. And see, now what's the takeaway from this? Okay? The takeaway from this is this. Since you know how it works, you know this is what you need to know. Inflation fluctuates between 2 and 4%. Your whole goal when you're investing is to outpace inflation. Let me say this again. When you're investing and when you're talking to your financial planner, you need to find an investment vehicle that's gonna outpace the inflation rate. But I just gave you what the inflation rate was or is. It's between 2 and 4%, give or take. Okay. So, question rhetorically, if you have an investment with a rate of return of 4% and the inflation rate is at the same rate of return of 4%, can you or will you see your money grow? The answer is no, because they cancel out each other. 4% versus 4%. We all know what 4 divided by 4 is what? 0. Okay. The inflation rate is 4% and your investment is 4%. They cancel out each other. So the best thing, the only thing that you need to know or have this conversation with your financial planner is, you say this to your financial planner. I want you to find me an investment vehicle of 8% or better yet, something that's going to outpace inflation to where you can see gains. All right. That's the kind of conversation or expectation that you should be taking to your financial planner. So that way they can go out to the market and find you a rate of return of 6%, 8%, 12%, 22%, or what have you. Okay. That's all you need to know about investing. You don't need to get into, okay, what to invest in, because you know what to look for. Let's say, for instance, you want to invest in Apple. Well, if Apple rate of return on their share is 22%, does it outpace inflation? The inflation rate? Absolutely. You see an 18% gain. Okay. So yes, you can go and put your money in Apple. All you need to do is look at the rate of return for whatever it is that you want to invest in. That's not hard. But see, you need to know how compound interest work first. All right. So remember, when you're looking for something to invest in, you want something. I'm just going to tell you right now, you don't want anything that's 8% or less. You're not going to find it at the bank. And I'm going to show you here in the next couple of slides. You need to go to your financial planner where he can go out there and find stocks and wholesale stocks to where you can get greater returns. But please don't take this conversation to your banks, because the banks are using your money to 10x your money for them. I'm going to show you. Okay. We're going to go over the 4 quadrants. All right. The 4 quadrants of the financial industry. Here's the first one. Quadrant number 1 is called cash equivalent. All right. This is where you have checkings, savings accounts, CDs, bank money markets, market funds, brokerage CDs, savings bonds, and even treasury bills. All right. This is what we call cash equivalent. And the reason why it's called cash equivalent because it's short term and you have immediate access to this money. Now, the banks are not going to give you any kind of product to where you can grow gains on it to where you can get immediate access to. That doesn't make the banks profitable. All right. Because they need to take your money, 10x it, or take your money and go and lend it out to other customers, i.e. loans or what have you. All right. And oh yeah, by the way, the rate of return on all these products here is less than 2%. You'd be lucky to find something for 1%. True story. About almost 20 years ago, my wife and I, we had some extra money to the side. So we were calling ourselves trying to be good stewards and say, let's go open up a CD account. We didn't know any better at the time. I didn't know how compound interest worked. All right. And so we put our money in that CD account. Fast forward 15 years later, we get a letter in the mail saying that your CD account has matured. So I opened the letter, and then when I looked at it, we only had gains over a 15-year course of time. My gains was only about almost $170 out of 15 years. So I said the money was sitting over there for 15 years, and this is all I get for it sitting over there in 15 years. This is where I had just learned compound interest and how compound interest work, right? So that little wisdom say, well, Cedric, go look at the rate of return on the CD. When I looked at it, sure enough, the gains came close to the rate of return, which is 0.1671 something, right? It was not even 1%. So my children's children will never ever see that money grow exponentially using that CD product. Banks will never ever give you anything that's going to outpace inflation. Never. That's why you don't want to park your money in a cash equivalent account, such as what you see here. Right? Just allow your cash equivalent account to be a pass-through account to somewhere that where your money can grow for you. So that's quadrant number 1. Quadrant number 2, this is where we're talking about stocks. Pre-IPO, IPO, secondary marketing, market cap. Pre-IPO is nothing more than a baby stock that hasn't went public yet. All right. Now here's the thing about the pre-IPO. Only certain folks can get early dibs in it. This is where the stock, you can get it for pennies on a dollar, but you have to be a qualified investor in order for you to participate in that. I think your net worth will have to be $250,000 or more for you to be a qualified investor to participate and purchase pre-IPO. Okay. Now, once it go public, then that rate of return goes up because now it's open to everybody. But see, by that time, it went from $1 a share during pre-IPO to now 22% a share. And so if you got in early at $1 share and then it went public and it went to 22% per share, you done came up. You have a huge dividend check. All right. But in the quadrant, in the second quadrant, these are long-term usage. All right. You ain't playing hustle here. You playing for the long game. The long game is how you win the game. The long game. Ask Tiger Woods. Ask any of the golfers. The long game is how you win the game. All right. You got to get on the green. You got to get on the green. All right. But see, here's the thing with the stocks. All right. It's long term. You can have access to it within 2 to 5 business days. Just know if you was to ever pull it before your retirement, you have to pay taxes on it. All right. But the great advantage is you're going to find something that's 8% or more as far as your rate of return. All right. Now you outpacing inflation. That's what you want. Okay. You got to have income for life, and it got to come from investment. But if you're not, if you don't have your investment portfolio set aside for that, then now you're stuck with depending on Social Security and Medicare. And I already told you what's the status on those two things. They drying up. All right. Now let's go to quadrant number 3. All right. Same thing. Okay. Same thing. But now you get a rate of return of 5% or greater. These are bonds. Okay. These are municipal bonds. This is a good place to where if you want to park your money and just let it sit there, you can use bonds for that. Instead of using a savings account, use a bond, because you still have access to it. It's short term, but you still have access to it. All right. But your money is growing because it's 5% or more, as opposed to savings. You're not even getting 1%. Okay, you're not even getting 1%. So if you want to park your money, this is a place to park your money. Now let's go over the last quadrant, which is quadrant number 4, real assets. We're talking real estate, private business, collectibles, arts, commodities. Again, this is the long game. This is the long game, right? You get access to it between 2 to 4 days, and you get a rate of return of 8% or greater. Now, what's good about those quadrant number, let's see, quadrant 2, 3, and 4, they're all tax deductible as well. I failed to mention that. They also tax deductible, which means now you're getting another stream of income through tax savings because of the fact these are tax deductible. All right. So that's more money coming into your pocket. That's more money coming to your pocket. See, assets puts money into your pocket, while liability takes money out of your pocket. And anytime you put money in an asset, it grows and it puts money in your pocket. It's tax less. All right. And it's tax less. So to round off in closing, these are the 4 quadrants. All right. Cash equivalent, you get immediate access. That's checking and savings account. The banks will give you bank products on that. Stocks, quadrant number 2, 3, and 4, those are assets. Those are the things that you need to know. Okay. So let me come off and let me stop screen sharing. Come back over here. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how investment works. And that right there is the basic foundation to where now you can take a one-way conversation and turn it into a two-way conversation. And that's how it should be. Your conversation with your financial planner should never be a one-way conversation. Don't let them tell you that it should be. All right. You should be going in there with some expectation, with some goals. Know that your investment vehicle, whatever that you choose or he choose for you, needs to outpace inflation. And if he doesn't do that for you, he's doing you a disservice. Okay? He's doing you a disservice. He's not a good financial planner. He knows as a financial planner that he needs to have a vehicle, even for himself. He needs to have an investment vehicle that's going to outpace inflation. Otherwise, he will not see any capital gains or dividends. All right. Now, you probably saying, well, Cedric, I would love to invest, but I don't have the extra money. And see, that's the main challenge. See, knowing how to invest is not the only challenge. The other challenge is just coming up with the money. Just coming up with the money. And with the day and age that we're living in, even before now, it's hard to come up with the extra cash flow because we're strapped. You know, we're not working because of COVID-19. And even before COVID-19, we were still paycheck to paycheck. And what happens with this? When we get our paycheck, first thing we want to do is make sure we pay our bills. All right. We got to have the lights on. We gotta have food in our refrigerator. We just got to take care of the bare necessities, gas in the car, things of that nature, right? But by the time you took care of all your bare necessities, how much money do you have left over to set aside for your future lifestyle, which is investing? Hardly any. So investing becomes an afterthought after we done taken care of all of our bare necessities. And I understand it because I'm not trying to sit in here with no dark house or no food in my refrigerator, just so I can, invest, even though investing is a sacrifice. However, you need that extra cash flow. You need that extra cash flow in order to do it. So how do you come up with that extra cash flow? Well, I have a community of folks that I've been dealing with now for about almost 7 years, to where we're helping people show how they can take the money that they're already earning and losing and bring that back into their household. See, it's not about how much money you're able to make or have in your hand or in your possession. It's all about how much of it you're able to keep. That's how the wealthy folks build generational wealth, because they keep most of the money that they're earning and they reinvest it in something that asset brings them more money. But see, some of us, if not most of us, we've been conditioned to go get our hustle on. You can start with a hustle, but that's the short game. The long game is a strategy. We'll never out hustle this society called capitalism. Capitalism is a strategy approach. That is the chess game. But see, when we try to out hustle, or when we full-time hustle, we just playing checkers. And in checkers, you just have limited moves. In chess, if you know what you're doing, you can move anywhere on or all over the board with many pieces. This game called capitalism is a chess game. So you'll never out hustle the chess game. I don't care if you work overtime. You're not going to out hustle the system. The system's still going to take your money. I don't care if you work 2 or 3 jobs. You're not going to out hustle the system. It's still going to take your money. You're not, you even getting money under the table, you still won't out hustle the system. The system is designed to build wealth on a mindset, strategic approach, not from a hustle game. I had to learn this, not from a hustle game. So in order for you to invest, so you can have a retirement fund when waiting for you, you need an extra cash flow. Not only do you need extra cash flow for investing, you need extra cash flow for insurance, for insurance policy as well, because these GoFundMe is not an insurance policy. We got to stop letting that be the norm. We shouldn't be comfortable by saying, I need to set up a GoFundMe to bury a loved one. Now you asking family and friends who never had a connection to your loved one or even those who had a connection with your loved one, you asking them to go into their pocket to contribute to bury a loved one. You don't know what their financial situation is. They could be strapped too. So a GoFundMe, it ain't it. That ain't the solution. But I understand, because we're strapped for money. So we need to get our cash flow up so we can build our emergency fund for those rainy days, because they coming. So we can have good insurance plan, even a burial plan, because it's coming. And we need to have money set aside for our retirement, investing, because that is also coming. So if you want to learn more about how to increase your cash flow with the money that you already earning, meaning taking your money and making babies to where now is reinvested to make more babies, here's what I want you to do. If you're on Facebook, and if any of my business colleagues shared this video with you, here's what I want you to do. Below, hit them up, inbox them, and type new money. Okay? Type new money. If you follow me directly, you can comment below this video or inbox me the keyword new money, and I'll send you some information on how you can keep more of your money, the money that you already earning. Now, if you out there on LinkedIn and YouTube, I provided a link for you. Okay, just click the link below this video, and it will take you to some information that you can go check out. All right, listen, y'all, investing is not hard. You just need a basic foundation. And now that you know the basic foundation, now it's time for you to go get your hidden money that you've been giving away. All right, let's bring that money back so that you can start building generational wealth. But you're building generational wealth for somebody else because you're giving your money away. All right, this is yours truly, Cedric Jenkins, founder and creator of Your Money Matters. Your money matters because of the fact we get up each and every day to earn it. You have God-given right to keep it, so let's keep our money so we can build generational wealth. All right, we'll talk at y'all later. I do hope this video was found with some intrinsic value. If so, share, like, and comment. We'll talk at y'all later. Y'all be blessed.